Hello, this is Masterchef back with you once again with another wonderful video of me cooking one of my mother's staples. Now, as you can see, we have a pound of ground beef and a pound of sausage, pork sausage. We're going to brown these up. I will be making today what my mother used to call a chili mac. Most of you might call it a goulash. But anyhow, I'm going to break up my meat and get it going. And we're going to let this cook. And we're going to stir it. We're going to break it up. We're going to get it right. And we will be using 2 pounds of elbow macaroni. 2 pounds. That's quite a bit of macaroni. And we're going to be using a medium onion and a medium bell pepper. We also will be using tablespoon and a half of minced garlic. Teaspoon of basil. Tablespoon of tomato bouillon with chicken flavor. Tablespoon of chili powder. Tablespoon of Tony Chachere. We'll also be using black pepper. And we'll be using a can of diced tomatoes, 14.5 ounce. 1 can of tomato sauce, 15 ounce. And of course, we will be using some tomato garlic pasta sauce, 1 pound. We're also using a traditional pasta sauce, 1 pound. This recipe calls for a can of ranch-style beans. 1 boy like them, 1 dozen. It's up to you if you use these in your chili mac. Continue to get this broke up as you cook. It'll render down, and of course you want to drain it. This is a very good dish. My mother would make it quite often because it was a lot of us, and it went the distance for all of the kids that she had. In other words, everyone was able to get full and had plenty of food. This is what she would make, and she called it chili mac, and we loved it. Turn this up a little bit. I'm gonna let it go. I haven't started my noodles yet, but I will here in a few minutes. Get my noodles going and active. And as soon as this cooks a little bit more, we're going to get our ingredients in this meat. I'll be back to show you the continuation of this recipe. All right, I'm gonna get ready to dump my onions and my bell pepper in my meat. I don't know whether you can tell or not, but I have drained my meat because I believe if you put your vegetables and all of your seasoning in your meat and drain it, you're pouring all of that flavor down the drain. And you want the flavor of your seasonings in your meat, in your food. So we have to drain the meat before you put in your seasoning. I'm gonna put my basil in. I'm gonna put my tomato bouillon in. I'm gonna put my chili my chili powder in. That's when you've been doing too much. I'm gonna put my Tony in. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with my black pepper. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of black pepper in there. We're gonna hit it. About a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna have 2 pounds of macaroni that we're trying to season. So we don't want it to bump heads with our Tony and other seasonings and be over salted. This is very good on a rainy day, on a cold day. Oh man, we used to enjoy this chili mac. I want to call it what she called it. You can call it goulash if you like, that's okay. But to me, it's chili mac. Now we're gonna let this go. We're gonna let this go until these vegetables get tender. And while it's cooking now, I'm gonna go ahead on and get my noodles going. I want to take the one side of the skillet, so you have to watch. I'll also be having some 5 cheese Texas toast with this dish. Who knows, I might even cook a pan of cornbread and have both. I'll tell you what, if you look at the colors in here with the seasonings that I put in here, it's coming along and looking beautiful. Look at those colors. All right, I'm gonna put my garlic in. That's a tablespoon and a half. Garlic is very good for you. If you could smell the aromatics of these seasonings together in this, my goodness, it smells good. That smells wonderful. But we're going to continue to let it go. We don't want the vegetables crunchy, but we want them done nice and tender. I'm getting ready to drop my noodles. This side of this. You don't have to do all that. You gotta do this before you. All right, when we get these noodles done and finish cooking my ground beef, we're gonna put this together and we're gonna show you what an old country chili mac should look like and taste like. I'll be back to show you the rest of this wonderful recipe. All right, here's Masterchef back again. As you can see, my vegetables are tender, and I'm finna put my crushed tomatoes in there. Tomato sauce in there. Of course, that won't be enough for 2 boxes of macaroni, but get that all mixed up in there. Gonna turn the fire back up a little bit. We're gonna let that warm up so when we get ready to put that over our noodles, that everything will be ready to go. Put it in my traditional pasta sauce. You want this dish to be hearty, but you want it to be not real soupy, but, excuse me, a little soupy. So we're gonna come back to that. That should start bubbling here shortly. So we're gonna put a top on it. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I want to get my meat sauce in my macaroni. And my macaroni, of course, is al dente. And just turn it and get it. The reason I do mine al dente because when I work the macaroni, stirring it up, I don't want them to break up. I'm gonna get my other tomato sauce in there. I said you want it kind of soupy. Look how beautiful and colorful that look. We're gonna continue to let it go because we want all these flavors to marry, come together, permeate that macaroni, that every bite is delicious and well worth your time. That's a rinse of my tomato paste bottles. Again, you want it soupy. And you're gonna put this on low and you're gonna let it go Then we're gonna come back and do a taste test. And if it's not where you want it to be, you can add a little bit more tomato bouillon, chicken flavor to this. I know you noticed I didn't put any onion powder or garlic powder in here. It's because I used real onion and real garlic powder. And we're gonna let that go for about another 20 minutes. Top on. It's gonna do its own thing on top of the stove. This is the Dutch oven, but we're gonna do everything on top in here. And I'll be back to show you the outcome of this great chili mac recipe. I'll be back. Here, Masterchef back with you to show you the conclusion of this great dynamic recipe. Look at that. Hot, savory. Look at that. Let me plate some of this up. You choose what you want, cornbread or 5 cheese Texas toast. This is a very, very hearty meal. This is what my mother used to fix for her children. And everybody got full. Look at that. Again, if you like what Master Chef and Mrs. J is doing over here, tell a friend. Give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That is nothing but pure goodness. It's full of meat, full of garlic, full of bell pepper, full of onions, and seasoning. Oh my goodness. I'll see you at my next cooking video.